coming for Oleksandr Usyk? You're, WBC now, mandatory. Have you got a message for Oleksandr Usyk?
I say this more time. I will stay humble. I'm not a trash talker. When the fans will see the fight with Oleksandr Usyk, the fans will see this. Write this on internet to make it properly. Agit Kabayel can fight with Usyk. I hate trash talk. We are ready for everything.
And there is the humble words of Agit Kabayel as they ask him about the possible clash with him and Oleksandr Usyk. And what he had to say was humbling. He said that, if the fans want to see it, they'll make it happen properly. He would like to fight, but he doesn't like the trash talk. He wants to fight Oleksandr Usyk. And if the fight will happen, it will happen. And let me counterpunch. I think what happens with fighters, I think you can be too much of anything, right? I think that Joseph Parker, Agit Kabayel, they're good fighters, but I don't think they have the marketing element, the promotional prowess to market a fight. And if Daniel Dubois jumping into the ring while Oleksandr Usyk was doing an interview and gets in front of Oleksandr Usyk and says, "I want my revenge, Usyk. I want my revenge." If that gives him the opportunity or grants him the opportunity, besides the promotional issue or element, then I think these fighters should do the same thing Daniel Dubois did. Because everyone's talking about Daniel Dubois. Oleksandr Usyk may want to fight Daniel Dubois because of the shit that he pulled when he was doing his interview. Because he had admitted, what the hell was he doing? This is my place. This is my spot. And this was very disrespectful of this kid to do what he did. Therefore, I want to show him why you shouldn't do what you did. And I'm going to give you this opportunity because I'm going to whoop your ass for doing what you didn't supposed to do. And I think that's what sticks out. Next example, Jarrell Miller, 2018, 2019. Jarrell Miller was around talking trash at AJ in New York when he was promoting the DAZN lunch, if you guys can remember, when they were launching DAZN, the app, and he was fighting Alexander Povetkin on the app. And Jarrell Miller was talking so much trash talk, it just didn't make sense. But what did it grant him? It granted him an opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua, despite it not happening because of his own doing. He still talked himself, promoted himself into a fight. Okay, and I think Agit Kabayel did the wrong thing with humbly talking about if the fans want it. How about what you want? If you want that opportunity, say, "Yo, Usyk, come see me. I heard you don't like it to the body. Let me give you some body work like I gave the other southpaw that was regarded as the boogeyman, Zilly Zhang." How about that? This is what we need. We don't need these non-self-promoting, quiet, passive-ass fighters. We don't need them. And I like Agit Kabayel. And I do like a humble fighter. But sometimes you got to get down and dirty and just speak your mind when nobody else is around. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not, these promoters, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, those guys are just there to collect a check for nothing because they don't really promote you. They are just the guys that represent you. You have to promote yourself these days. And that's the bitter truth of professional boxing. So if I'm Agit Kabayel, love his work, but I think he needs to step it up a bit. They even had to push Daniel Dubois to do some of the stuff that he did. But guess what? That fight looks like it's more going to happen than Agit Kabayel, the WBC interim heavyweight champion of the world, than, any other fighter. But you guys tell me what you think of Agit Kabayel's response to Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!